ladies, T-birds, just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is JImmiPynk, and there's a thin line between paying homage and full-fledged pandering. So, this is a surprise review because it was a surprise to me, honey. Paramount Pictures, or Paramount TV show, used to be Spike TV, decided, you know what? We ain't trying to compete with the musical episode of Riverdale on Wednesday, March the 7th. So what we gonna do is let y'all go ahead and get that good sneak peek. You can watch the first episode of Heathers, the TV show, right on ParamountNetworks.com website. As soon as you put it in, it's the first thing to come up. Play. Well, I did. Y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now. If you have not seen the original movie Heathers, and you did not go to Paramount Networks and watch this promo, I'm about to spoil the fuck out of all of it. So, if you don't mind spoilers, keep on watching. If not, I am going to suggest that you go on right on over to Hulu or Netflix. I forgot which one is playing Heathers. Get that together. Go on to that ParamountNetwork.com. Go ahead and get that together, because this shit here, listen. Oh, here's where the disappointment is. I'm not disappointed it was a hot fucking dumpster fire, because I expected it to be a hot dumpster fire. I'm upset because they actually had some really good ideas and just did not know how to execute that shit. Just did not know how to execute it. We had talked before, some of you guys have asked me, and some of you guys have been in my live and asked me how I felt about them doing the Heathers reboot, and how they made the Heathers, the people who would normally be the ostracized, and made Veronica, who would usually be the protagonist, I mean, which she is, but, you know, she's blonde, thin, pretty, but the people who are really the antagonists of the show, which are the Heathers, is a big girl, a black girl, and a genderqueer, which come to find out the black girl was also supposed to be a lesbian. They didn't tell us that. I'm like, okay. But then we get the opening scene in the cafeteria, similar to the movie, where this is when we find out Heather Chandler, which is the red Heather. I'm just going to start calling them by their colors. The red Heather is a bitch. But the way they do it, so they go up to Ram. Now, mind you, Ram used to be one of the popular kids in the old movie because he was like the captain of the football team. He was the quarterback. He walks up to him, Remington, which is from the original. I'm going to finish this, but I got to go into that opening. Don't let me forget. But their mascot is the Squaws. So she runs up on him and was like, do you know that this kid is 1/16 Native American and you need to take that shirt off and all this shit? I said, oh. So this is like Heathers meets PCU. If you don't know what movie I'm talking about, this is Jeremy Piven. Way before Ari Gold. Way before that. And it's a movie called PCU. It was supposed to be Port Charles University, but they called it the Politically Correct University because everybody boycotted everything. And everything was so politically correct, what we call now as social justice warriors. So I said, oh, so the lead Heather is just a big-ass social justice warrior. And this is where the turn is, because it's a commentary on how people are now. Like, acceptance is everything. And if you're not down with acceptance, you need to be who you are. But everybody is trying, like, extra hard to be who they are. So they're over with it. Like, so extra with it. It was a good idea. I said, okay, now I understand why the popular kids are the people that would normally be the outcasts. I understand now, because in this reality, that's the end thing, is to be the outcast. The outcasts are the in crowd in this universe. So them flipping it on the head like that, and they're going to Veronica. Veronica's like, well, I'm half Jewish. And they're like, it's not the 80s. Nobody cares that you're half Jewish. That's nothing now. I got that. That wasn't a bad idea. It was just executed like trash. So let me talk about the beginning of the movie, because the first person that we see, they're doing homage to the original. They're doing the same opening number with the K Sarah Sarah, different arrangement, different singer, of course, than Doris Davis in the original movie. But they set it up that way 8 years earlier. So we already doing like a flashback. We see Shannon Doherty, who I'm very, very happy because she did actually have on green with that scrunchie. I thought she had on blue. Where, here's the pandering. So you see her little perfect house. She pulls open the drawer. It's got a gun and some matches. And the matches are called hot probs. Y'all didn't do that, did y'all? Y'all did not fucking do that, did y'all? For those of you guys that have not seen the original Heathers or are interested to see the original Heathers, hot probs was a part of the original movie. It was a call-in radio show. Whereas when the yellow Heather, I mean, they always listened to hot probs because it was like people, like it was like the show that Frasier had when people called in for advice. The yellow Heather calls in because the yellow Heather is the only person in the movie that the suicide wasn't faked that she was going to try to do. So she calls into the problem. So hot probs was an ongoing gag in the original Heathers. You called the matches fucking hot probs? Really, Heather's a series? Really? But she sets the house on fire, and we see who we can only assume is her husband and her son. And the son looks up, and she waves at the son, and then proceeds to blow her fucking brains out. Strong fucking opening. Okay, I'm interested because this is not anything like the original movie, even though that does come back around, but that was one of the more paying homage and clever ones. They had clever shit in here. It's just the rest of the shit was so goddamn terrible. Okay, so now I need to skip because, first of all, when we walk into the school, them damn metal detectors being color-coded in our red, yellow, blue, green, that is so synonymous with Heathers. Again, there's a difference between homage and pandering. That was pandering. We did not have, the metal detectors did not need to be red, yellow, blue, and green. We already know that we're watching Heathers. We already know that Veronica is walking in and she has on blue. We're eventually going to meet the Heathers, which I'm going to get into that dumpster fire as well. We didn't need that. That's pandering. So, after this, we meet Betty Finn. And Betty Finn is Asian because now in this all-inclusive reality, the only person that can actually be thin and white is, and straight and normal is our Veronica. Because everything, all the, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the stereotypes, but all of the norms are subverted and they're flipped on their head. So, of course, the person that's the outcast is just trying to get through high school with the popular kids. Of course, she's the only one that's the typical protagonist, which is like blonde, thin, pretty, rich. Her only thing is she's half Jewish and she's a vegetarian. Anyway, this Heather's entrance. Did y'all need padding in the episode? Because that shit was so fucking long. We get it. They're the Heathers. They was giving me a lot of Jawbreaker. They was giving me a lot of Jawbreaker, but, you know, we see the three walking through the hallways, but these close-ups. Let's show a close-up of their necklaces in 3 different shots. Let's show a close-up of their outfits from here to here for a long time. Then let's show them all walking. Then let's show all purses and bags they carrying and all this shit. And I'm like, you should have had a little bit more Jawbreakers because all we really needed was them walking down the hall, a slow-mo shot of them walking down the hall, or walking into the cafeteria and everybody turning their head. Done. It's established. That shit went on for fucking ever, all these close-ups. Now let me show a close-up of the face. Now let me show a close-up of the back of the head. Now let me show a close-up because Heather's bag got red pins. Now let me show a close-up of their shoes. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. And for real, the fashion is so fucking ridiculously over the top. Like, there's not popular people anywhere that will wear this shit in high school. It is so over the top. These motherfuckers was all dressed like fucking drag queens. Or fucking pop stars. No one fucking dresses like that in real life. Like I said, everybody got to be so fucking extra on the show. Okay, well, I said the squaw shirt. Now, after they do the little thing in the cafeteria where Veronica is like, you guys, whatever, I'm going to go get a soda. So she goes to the vending machine and she goes and gets chips. It's cool. I ain't tripping. This is when she like meets JD or whatever, which is the Christian Slater character if you watch the original. And then I looked in that damn vending machine. And the motherfucking chips was called Big Fun. God damn it, Heathers! I done just threw my notes all the way over there. The chips are called Big Fun. Now, I will revert you to the original Heathers again. Big Fun was also a running gag in the original movie. Big Fun was the band that had a song called Teenage Suicide, Don't Do It. That was the dark comedy of it, that JD had them signing this fake tradition to get Big Fun to play their prom because all these suicides that were happening in their school that was actually murders. So, Big Fun was a running joke because your group is called Big Fun, but your song is Teenage Suicide, Don't Do It. Like, you know, they're playing with the levels like Big Fun, but your big song is like, that would be basically like if BTS was people that sang 1-800 suicide hotline number that Logic sang. Like, that's the joke. I gotta get these notes. That's the joke. So, why are the potato chips called Big Fun? It's the difference between paying homage and pandering. That is that straight up and down fucking pandering. There was no need for that. And then we all go to this, at the end of the day, we all go to the great corn nut landfill in the sky. Pandering. Corn nuts, as we know, is a big theme in the original movie. Here's what pissed me off about that. Corn nuts come into play in the show. So that corn nuts line was unnecessary. That's pandering. The way that y'all did it and how it played in the Heather Chandler, the Red Heather's death was enough. That was paying homage. The corn nut landfill. Who the fuck says that? So the yellow Heather we find out is supposed to be a lesbian, but instead of her being a lesbian, she fucking a teacher. That wasn't taboo enough to make her one of the outsiders. She had to be a lesbian. And then we see there's also some script flaws because we see Heather Duke, the green Heather, the genderqueer, and Veronica come out, I'll buy you a slushie. And Veronica, of course, has a blue slushie, and of course, the green Heather has a green one. Oh, this is disgusting. I told you to blue. That was okay, because they're color-coded characters. That was that was okay. Until you get a scene, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, where JD and Veronica are in the store, and they're like, well, these are the flavors we have. We have cherry and blue flavor. Well, then how the fuck did this dude get green? Because this is all the same day. This is all happening like the same day. So, when did they change the slushy flavor that quick? That's a flaw. That's a flaw. And that was a glaring flaw. Because when you do stuff like that and your characters are color-coded, we already remember that he had that green slushie and threw it out. So you can't now go to the store and now it's cherry and blue. Make it so bad is you could have had him drinking the cherry one because the character of Heather Duke, and as you can see, it's going to continue that way, was so thirsty to really be Heather Chandler, it would have been perfectly acceptable for him to have the red slushie. That could have been a great clue into he really want to be Heather Chandler, though. That would have been a great clue. So you fucked up by making the slushy green all the fucking together. So we have a throwback to, this is homage. Heather is picking up Veronica for a party. We see her with the parents. They have hummus instead of pate, which is updated and fine. But when she says, I got a Tesla, instead of I got a motor, I got a Tesla. We're going to get into the new slang that they trying to fucking pass off. Stop trying to make fetch happen, Heathers. We're going to get into that too. But, you know, but they do the little thing like that. Her dad is doing something on the tablet, this and this and this. Why do I keep doing this? And she's like, because you're an idiot, Dad. Oh, yeah. That's homage to the original movie. That was fine. Like I said, they had some points that was homage that were really, 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 really nice. But the pandering and the rest of the trash that this motherfucking script was just overtook the small parts that were done well. So like I said, so I see that I did like this line because they was trying to do like their own little slang. But I did like when she said, "Ugh, you're such an Ugg boot latte." Instead of calling her basic, I was like, okay, I want to start calling people Ugg boot lattes because that shit was funny. That was one of the only lines that was good. So like I said before, like, so being PC and accepted is the new rich and white. They do the lick it up, but just lick it up, baby, lick it up, which is, you know, the key scene and where Heather and Veronica fall out the party because Veronica pukes. But this time they spill an art installation on her outfit. This shit here. I don't know why that still couldn't be a college party, like why it had to be an art. This shit is so fucking trash. But she pours this stuff on her. Lick it up, fatty, lick it up. Oh my God, you are going to be so over because you're fat shaming me in public. Anyway, I figured out pretty early on that JD was the kid in the car. At first I thought it was the other Heather, the Heather Duke, because Shannon Doherty played Heather Duke in the original movie, and she seems to still have a reddish color hair and wearing green. But no, she's JD's dad. And of course, her last name still wouldn't be Duke if she was married to Big Bud Dean. Which, by the way, Big Bud Dean. In this universe, to make him such a bad guy. In the original movie, you can tell that the father-son dynamic between the father and JD was fucked up. You could tell. And also that brings it back to, it's obvious that the mother did commit suicide because the father was a demolition artist and she just walked herself into the building knowing the building was going to get blew up. Him saying the last thing that he seen was his mother wave at him at the window. That callback, that shit was all clever. That shit was all well done. However, to take his father, oh, well, I got this Nazi hat, we're going to put it on her head and take a picture, yada, 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 blah, 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 etc. Oh, my dad collects this stuff because it's remnants of a simpler time. We knew it was something, JD's dad was a little bit fucking creepy in the first one, but he wasn't supposed to be fucking evil and a bad guy. He just liked blowing shit up. He was like the Joker. Like, he was a bad guy, but he was just weird. He had some charisma to him. Not, he was just a straight up asshole, because in the original one, the father was not. JD just had a strained relationship with him because he basically blamed his dad for his mother's death because the mother walked in there and blew it up. In this one, the father is just a straight up dick. He got to be that. Oh, it's so hard to be a rich white man. He's fracking in Ohio. And I took real fucking issue to that because that is a real issue that we have in Ohio. If y'all forgot, I live in Ohio. And our legislature is trying to pass anti-fracking laws in Ohio right now. So that shit pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, because that's not, fracking is bad, but that's not something to make somebody the bad guy about. There are pros and cons to fracking. Do I want it? No. But there are pros and cons to it. Just like most things that go through legislature, most things to solve the energy crisis, there are good and bad to both. It's just in the long run what is going to be better for our planet. But to make that part of him because he's evil, because in this world, everybody is so PC. And let me let you know something right now. Somebody live in Ohio. Ohio ain't like that in not one goddamn city. Not one. Not Cleveland, not Columbus, not Cincinnati. Ohio is pretty inclusive. And at least northern Ohio is. The more southern you get where it gets more rural, it gets. But the ones that is like city, yeah. We've always been pretty inclusive. But anyway, let me get off that. So these pills. Oh, these just make you vomit violently. I said, oh, so these pills is the new igloo bullets. Were German in nature. Used in the war. We just gonna make her throw up this and this and this and we gonna dare her to eat it. She ain't just gonna eat it. Well, she gonna eat it because it's corn nuts in it. See, you didn't need that corn nuts line earlier. That was a fucking enough. That was homage. That was well done. What I didn't like I'll wait to the end to get to that because I know it's spoilers, but I'm gonna try to go on order because in case y'all won't get because that's a big spoiler, and I'll let y'all know when it's okay. Even if y'all like spoilers, y'all because I'm gonna turn the shit on his ear at the end, so I'll save that line. So she's like, when they come in the house, what the queef? The green heather. Oh my clit. Who the fuck talks like this? This slang that they're trying to fucking push in this fucking show. Oh my God, you're so basic cable. You do realize your show is showing on a basic cable channel, right? Like, it's... And I don't know if anybody has told y'all, but, I guess basic cable, as in compared to, like, streaming services, I guess I could see it. But the slang in this, what they're trying to pull off with this slang, like, stop trying to make fetch happen. Nobody is going to start talking like these characters. And it's real fucked up because I mentioned that they did this preview because they're going directly head to head against Riverdale. Y'all not gonna win. As fucking garbage as Riverdale is turning into, at least they slang and how they talk is comfortable. Ain't nobody living for this shit. Anyway, here's another part that I didn't like. So when they're gonna do the eulogy for Heather, Yellow Heather and Green Heather, so the black one and the genderqueer, respectively. Who's going to give the eulogy? Because you know who gives the eulogy is basically going to be the person that takes Heather's place. I guess. But I can roll with it. As a straight woman and an LGBTQ advocate, I was so offended by the fart. Yeah, the fart. Because it stunk. Of it being a big deal that she was being outed as straight. I took offense to that. Y'all know me. I tell it like it is. I ain't no big SJW social justice warrior out here. But that really offended me. Because I don't care if in your little world being PC and being different in who you are and being part of a marginalized group is the end thing to be. Still, nobody gets outed as straight, and that's a fucking bad thing. Like that, you just wiped away like years of oppression for LGBT people. It just, that fucking bothered me. It also bothered me, but it was cool that she was fucking the teacher though. So like, ain't nobody gonna mention the fact that she was making out with the teacher. Maybe in episode 2 because it's viral now, but whatever. So when they go to do the eulogy, here come Betty Finn. Oh. This is when I'm about to get into the serious spoilers, so if y'all want to come back after y'all watch the show, spoiler, these are the big ones. I didn't see this coming. I said, oh, because they had already established whoever made the eulogy was basically going to be the new queen bee of the school. I didn't see Betty Finn making a play for that. I'm like, okay, that was a twist I didn't see coming. Good job, Heathers. And I like it. I like that. And then we see them mimicking her now walking down the hallway with her woes. Now because she's the new queen bee as of right now. We get the well fuck me gently with a chainsaw again homage. I was okay with that. I would have rather it came from the actual character that said it, which would have been Heather Chandler, but it is what it is. Here's the big spoiler, and this is what I said. Y'all got potential, but y'all just fucked it up so bad. So then we go to earlier that day. So the parents come in, and they see Heather, who did break through the glass table in her bedroom with her robe on. Again, homage. Fine. That's fine, because that's how she dies. She did die choking, too. But she had drank cleaning solution, and that's how she died. Not a fake, oops, I gave the wrong pill, it's a suicide pill. Here's where I have the problem at. Okay, I'm going back to the paying the homage. And Heather Chandler is alive. I'm like, oh! Because I seen that she's like a main character, but I thought like they was just going to be because they are doing a lot of flashback and playing with time, that we was just going to see a lot of Heather in flashback, or Heather was going to be like Heather in the musical and be a ghost hunting Veronica. No, this bitch alive. And I do kind of like that she looked on her Instagram and she was like, bitch, out 27 million likes. I'm fucking famous. I was like, for her character, like, I'm like, see, there's some gems in there. Here's what I don't like. When she throws up, because she choked because she was trying to eat them corn nuts so fast, so the peel never actually went down. So when the food comes back up, she digs the peel out and the peel is red. Here's where I have a problem with that. You're color coding your characters. You're color coding your characters. Therefore, in the original, when they kill Heather Chandler, the red Heather, and she dies from cleaning solution, what color is the cleaning solution? And when she opens her mouth and say corn nuts, what color is the inside of her mouth? It's blue. Because Veronica took her life. Veronica is the one that grabbed it. It was an accident because JD was trying to get her to do it, and she like, no, I'm not going to do that. But then she makes up with her, and she grabs the wrong thing. So technically, it was directly Veronica's fault, so it was blue. When the yellow Heather attempts suicide in the movie, her pills and her little water cup, yes, they did have those in the 80s where it was like a thing, and you could pull it up, and it was a cup so you could take pills, was yellow because that was her choice. If you're going to use the color coding, use the shit correctly because it's an important part of the fucking story. With that being said, the pill being red, you fucking up. So I say that to say this. I'm going to wrap this up because my tablet is saying the battery is low and I'm about done anyway. Will I continue watching the series? If y'all want me to review it, I'll give it a couple other chances to try to grow because there is potential there. There are good ideas there. There's potential there. And the points where they do the homage is done really well. But the rest of it is pandering and trying too goddamn hard. So I want to thank you all for watching this review. To my patrons, thank you so much. I love y'all. The Christmas stuff came back. They said it didn't have enough postage, so when I get to my mom's house to get it, because that's where they send it to. They don't send it to my house. They send it to my mom's. I'll get that resent out to you. If you're not a Pink Lady or a T-Bird, that means you're not subscribed to my channel, so you need to go ahead and get that. My existing Pink Ladies and T-Birds, I love y'all. Y'all keep me going. Y'all my reason for living on most days. that sounded dismal. I'm not about to kill myself. I'm just saying, like, I love talking to y'all. But subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the other notifications are coming. As always, if you would like to become a patron, buy some merchandise, buy my album, or just donate to a bitch. Links are down below, as well as my social media. Y'all might want to get on that Instagram and Twitter too, because I'm going to start using that a lot more to promote what I am going to be reviewing and special giveaways and stuff. Because once April rolls around, I want to do a big giveaway in May because it'll be my 40th birthday. Yeah, I said it. I look damn good for 40, so I ain't ashamed. So thank you so much for watching. I love y'all to death. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about this because you know we kiki. I try to reply to everything, so let me know. This is...
Kamehameha, attackers blazing, I'm so amazing. Japanimation, the anime on your cartoon station. So fulfilling, no adults swimming for about an hour. Revealing power, unorthodox amongst these cowards. Full transformation for Optimus Prime transformation. A good vibration from Rumble Pack.